Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Plague Inc. Evolved, the Windows version of the uh, popular cell phone game, early access version. First things first, let me ask everybody to turn off any ad blockers and subscribe to my channel. Help me make a career. Today we will be doing the scenario Mirror Earth. Step through the mirror into a land of opposites, where hot becomes cold and cold becomes hot, rich becomes poor, and you get the idea. Which disease will be the fairest of them all? Okay, so this is an interesting thing. So I usually play just by default as the virus. Let's play as the virus. And we'll be playing on casual. And we won't be calling it Zombabies. Let's see. Let's see. If it's let's just call it Bizarro virus. Why not? Bizarro virus. Like Bizarro from Superman. You're a new virus. To win, you must evolve and spread across the world, wiping out all humans in the ultimate plague. So, when we pick our normal countries, it would be a Southeast Asia, because it is a poor country, a rural country, a humid country, and a cold country. However, now everything is reversed, and if you were watching, it says it's a rich country with an urban country, it is an arid country, and it is a cold country. So that means all these countries up here, hot countries. Hot, hot, hot. And America is a poor rural country now. So I don't think it really changes anything now, because you've inverted everything. I think Southeast Asia is still the right country to start in, for the same reasons. The Bizarro virus begins in the Southeast Asia. So I don't think it changes anything. We're just gonna potentially have a bit of a trouble starting off. We'll have to put some more DNA into things like this. Drug resistance. So that'll be the first thing we want to do, is just drug resistance. We will have to give it some support in hot countries now, because this is a cold country. So a little drug support. Next thing we would want is that, but I think first things first, we want those with an idea. Yeah, with everything flipped, it doesn't really change. It changes everything, but in such a strange way that nothing really changes. So that's one DNA point I'm gonna spend, and then we'll just bring that out. Need another 10 DNA. If some of them had been randomized, if there was just a total randomization on all the countries, that might take a really long time to study the board and see all of the countries. But with everything inverted, it's the exact same thing. Because starting in this Southeast Asia, in a rich country, that means it will be more used to rich countries and urban countries and arid countries and cold countries. And so it will be more successful in all those kinds of countries. And oh, by the way, now there's way more of those types of countries because everything has been inverted. So I think we've hit that initial hump, and we're getting all of Southeast Asia infected, so it should be just fine. Any second now we'll start seeing ourselves infecting other countries. Slow it down. I slowed it down because I thought I was going to infect a bunch of countries. I guess I didn't. Coughing symptom mutated. New minor disease spreading. They found us out. Hopefully they won't work too hard on curing it. Nope, no, no. Missed it. Missed it. That's what I was expecting to happen, but it was just a little bit further. A little genetic hardening, why not? Now we don't want this, we want hot countries. Things like Greenland, Iceland, all of them hot countries now. So we need support in hot countries. 26 DNA for another genetic hardening would be a pretty useful thing to pull out before they start working on the cure. Vomiting has mutated, so there's a little bit of genetic hardening. Do we want to increase the symptoms, or do we want to increase the transmission? I think I want to just save my DNA and see what happens. So let's see. How many countries are not infected at all? The Caribbean is the only island country that we have to worry about. So you know what? I'm just gonna do this, and then save my DNA. Come on, Caribbean. Get infected. Come on, Caribbean. There's the Caribbean. That was our last real worry. So, we have several states here that if we get too lethal too fast, we would have a problem. So these cold countries in Africa, since Africa is now such a cold country, don't seem to be doing too well. So I'll go ahead and spend the money and go that route too. Let's increase the difficulty towards the cure a little bit. Work our way towards necrosis. First death in Russia. Hemophilia mutated. Keep on going. I think we've got this. Only Morocco is uninfected now. Internal hemorrhaging. And I don't think it'll become lethal enough, fast enough, to kill out all the hosts. Coma has mutated, that's good. I need 35 DNA for necrosis. Hypersensitivity is mutated. West Africa here is getting infected ever so slowly. Still short 4 DNA for necrosis. Japan is leading the cure. They're at 17% to the cure, but I'm not worried about it. So, I'm still standing by my thought that there was a little bit of a difference. It was a little bit more difficult, definitely, starting in Southeast Asia. But really, I think Southeast Asia was still the right place to do. Just, it didn't really change anything. when you mirror everything, all the factors, it doesn't really change the equation. So 37 will get total organ failure. I may mutate into every single symptom. There's 47, total organ failure. Nah, I probably won't, but I'm getting close. Let's see. Let's take out these cheap ones with our DNA. That way we'll mutate into the expensive symptoms. Looks like we're about to kill everybody. Not gonna have enough DNA to get all the symptoms. That's typical of a game. Always a few more symptoms you could have gotten. Systematic infection. They're at 24%. Let's see. I guess we should try and reshuffle. We need 6 more DNA. We're gonna do that. Now, see, in the mirror universe, if we'd played the fungus, that still really wouldn't have helped us any. It doesn't change the fact that the fungus is still an incredibly difficult plague to get across countries' lines. And the Bizarro virus is set to wipe out humanity. And the Bizarro virus has wiped out humanity. And we did it in 489 days. That's a pretty good score. Got to a complex complexity, as it were. Cure progress got to 23% for the virus type on casual. That got us 51,263 points and 2 biohazards. I noticed a change here, but this still is one of those scenarios that goes right into the pile of nothing was really changed as far as the symptoms, transmissions, abilities. None of that was changed. There was no real change in how things were going to be done. There was no scenarios added. And that's how we've seen a lot of these scenarios. It's just like, so somewhere in the background we're going to change some number. And we're going to tell you we changed these numbers. But if we hadn't told you, you probably wouldn't have even noticed. I wouldn't mind if these scenarios just randomly occurred. Just like you start a main game, and every now and then, every third game or so, a random scenario occurs, and it goes, oh, by the way, this is happening now. So play it like this, and you'll get a bonus. And kind of like a new challenger has appeared type deal. Anyways, we did it. That's all that matters. Next time we will be playing the simian flu on casual. We have a lot of these genes we need to unlock, and so we need to get victories on that. And then we'll be back to another scenario. We are working our way towards the end of this series ever so slowly. Maybe 20 more episodes, maybe 5 more episodes. I would lean a lot heavier to 20. Anyways, or thereabout. I'm just guessing. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to support me further through fan funding, click on my name, Rydo. That'll take you to my main YouTube page. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Google Plus or friend me on Steam or Battle.net, all that information is down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.